People are waiting. Hello and welcome to WCBN Sports coverage of women's soccer. We pick up 12 minutes into this one between Michigan and Michigan State due to some technical difficulties, but we are back up and running. My name is Jared Greenspan alongside Owen Crane. We've persevered and we're here to bring you a great night of soccer between the rivals Michigan and Michigan State, Wolverines and Spartans, in front of a packed house here inside Soccer Stadium. 12 minutes in, this game is scoreless.
Scoreless, but it has been tense so far. There are big crowds. You're going to hear a lot more of the State, but I promise you that is because we are on the visitors' side here. There are plenty of Michigan fans in attendance tonight as well. Two strong, solid teams in a renewed rivalry this year.
And so State currently has possession, sent up the far side. Sliding tackle made right along the sideline by Nikki Hernandez to thwart that attack and send it out of bounds. Spartans with a quick throw-in, looking to catch Michigan off guard. Working her way through the middle, sends it with her left, a low-lying shot, and that one's gobbled up by the keeper, Taylor Beal. Sent down the near side for Jade Rivera. Pushing up, now slows things down. And she's content to play it along her back line to Sydney Shepard. Back to Revere along the right side. Revere brings it across right at midfield into Spartan territory. Revere still going, dribbling with her right foot. Drops it off for her teammate. That's Danny Wolf. Wolf back to midfield. Controlled there by Laughlin to Revere now on the near side. Michigan controlling the possession. Revere into the middle, and she turns it away, looking for Hernandez, or Strategakis rather, in the middle. Hawkinson gives chase. The Spartans then kick it away, and it's booted back towards Michigan State end by Aaliyah Martin. Missing on the header attempt is Sammy Woods. Jostling with another Spartan for it. That's Regan Cox controls, and she sends it back downfield. And a physical play there, defending by Tolbert. And it's sent down the far side, back into Michigan's end.
Michigan notably doing a strong job controlling the ball on their back end, making sure that they can keep it away from the strong Spartan offense. Ball kicked out by Michigan's keeper. It's going to be a throw-in for State.
Michigan State with the throw-in. 14 minutes into this one, no score. Again, we started a bit late due to technical difficulties, but we will be with you the rest of the way in what should be a good one here from Soccer Stadium. It'll be a corner up on the far right side for Michigan State. So the teams pack the box and get prepared for this one to be sent in. Going over to take it for the Spartans is number 3, Danielle Steffen. Lurking short just in case is Strategakis, looking to defend if there is a short corner. Steffen, the lefty, getting ready to boot it towards the box. Here it comes. Lofts in. The Spartan gets a head on it. Back toward the back post. Another head, and it's gobbled up in the air by Beal. She makes the easy save. Michigan State played it well, but Michigan played it better. Now the Wolverines looking to counter. The throw comes up to Revere. Hits her in stride down the right side. She slams on the brakes, looking for a teammate. Gets it to Hawkinson. They'll work it back toward the middle. Laughlin. Up toward the left side, it's controlled by Strategakis. Gives way to her senior teammate, Hernandez. Hernandez toward the middle of the box. Sammy Woods back to Woods. Woods on the edge of the box with her left, looking for the edge. Chips it in. It's deflected, and that'll be a Michigan corner. So a nice change of pace by the Wolverines, and they'll get rewarded for it.
Absolutely. Corner kick for State turns directly into a corner kick. Corner kick for the Wolverines. Strong offensive play, and we're seeing a different offensive formation from them today, with them playing 2 people up front compared to a normal 1-woman offense, looking to counter against a stronger Michigan State team.
And we'll see if that pays any dividends. It's Laughlin to take the corner, booms it in with her right foot to the back post. Shepard tried to get ahead on it, couldn't. It's headed right back to a Michigan player. Low-lying shot, and it's saved. Oh, what a save by Lauren Causel-Lynette. And she's able to dive with her right hand. I think getting the shot for Michigan was Sammy Woods right on the 18 with her right foot toward the back right corner of the net. And a diving save by the Spartan keeper. We'll have another corner coming up.
Great setup by the Wolverines. Fantastic play.
And Laughlin another one towards Shepard. And it's a Spartan who gets her head on it. Jumping in for Michigan is Wolf. As Stradagakis controls, sends it back to Tolbert. Michigan looks to retain possession. Tolbert jets upfield towards the middle, looking for Shepard. A Spartan jumps it, finds its way right to Wolf. Wolf on the far side. Stradagakis lets it rip, and it's a one-hopper right to the keeper, gobbled up by Michigan State.
Two good opportunities there for the Wolverines. Great plays by the Michigan State goalie both times. An easier save second time. And they'll come back again.
Kazel with an errant pass goes right to Rivera. She lets the shot rip, and it sails wide to the right. So Michigan being aggressive in the early going here. 17 minutes into this one, still no score.
And this is what I was talking about earlier with the new formation on the field, putting more offensive players up front. Michigan looking to capitalize early on any Michigan State mistake they could find.
Spartans look to establish some sort of possession here. Abby Gardner brings it up down the left side. She boots it way up on the through ball. Chasing after it is Shepard and Cameron Evans for the Spartans. Evans might get to it, but running over to cut her off and knock it out of bounds is Aaliyah Martin, and it'll be a Spartan throw. So Michigan State well downfield, about 5 feet from the corner with the throw-in. Martin defending. Spartans have it. It's Lauren DeVoe, and then it's sent out of bounds. Deflected off a Michigan player, and so it'll be a Michigan State throw-in again. Stefan to take it. Lofts it in. It's headed out of the air, right back to Stefan. Boots it in with the left toward the far side of the box. Chasing after it is Sklarski for the Spartans. Hernandez beats her to it for Michigan. Right on the end line towards the corner, jostling with it. It's getting a little feisty, and Hernandez wins free. And a whistle, and I think that's going to be a penalty or an offsides on Michigan State, nonetheless a Michigan kick.
Strong Michigan defense in the back end. They're doing a great job playing man-on-man coverage right now and making sure that the moment Michigan State receives the ball, they've got a Michigan player on them.
Wolverines back the other way. Sydney Shepard up the right side. Plays it to Stradagakis. Back to Martin. Martin, dangerous feed up front, contested. Woods was there with a Spartan, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Labovic for Michigan State. And so Shepard will throw it in right near midfield along the right side. She has Laughlin looking instead up on a hop to Woods. Nice pass back to Stradagakis, but she couldn't control it, and the Spartans come away with it. Sent back, an errant pass, deflected off Laughlin, right to Rivera. Rivera makes her defender fall down. The slippery conditions there might be playing a factor. It was raining earlier. We were in a bit of a lightning delay. It's now stopped. Beautiful through ball up the near side for Woods, but a sliding stop in defense is made by Stefan, and she boots it downfield, and that'll draw a rave of applause from the Spartan faithful, and then Shepard misplays it along the sideline near midfield, and it's a Spartan throw-in. Done in quick fashion, and Michigan there to knock it out of bounds. That's Aaliyah Martin. So a bit of sloppy play here, some back and forth. 20 minutes into this one, still no score.
A lot of turnovers at midfield so far. Emphasis on the sloppy play there. We're just seeing it go back and forth.
Shepard jostling with the Spartans. She wins possession down in Michigan's end. Played along the box. Martin switches fields up to the far side. Hernandez has a lot of open grass in front of her. She'll look to use her speed, takes it across midfield, now slows things down, waits for her teammates to catch up with her. Eludes a defender, pass along the far side. In towards the middle, Laughlin has open field. Chips it in, looking for Martin, got a foot on it, and lofts it over the top of the net. Charging out of her net was Kazel, and slicing in was Hawkinson for Michigan. But just a little too much on it. Not sure if that was again offsides. It was really close. The sideline referee said no, so a blown opportunity for Michigan.
You can really hear the Michigan State faithful tonight.
They are packed. There were a lot of fans here on both sides of the field. Recognizing the stakes of this match, these two teams sit third and fourth place respectively in the Big Ten. And with the season dwindling to a close, this is a pivotal matchup with postseason implications.
Rivalry week, in fact, for Michigan. Michigan State today on the 17th heading up to Ohio State.
A big week indeed. Nice seal-off down in the back end by Martin. Plays it along to Jade Revere up the near side. on a hop, looking for a player. It's knocked out of bounds by Michigan State. Wolf was in the vicinity. It'll be a Wolverine throw-in about 1/4 of the way up on the right side. And Rivera content to walk through it, buy herself a bit of a break. It is shoulder to shoulder in the section in front of us amongst the fans. The atmosphere and the electricity only to increase as this game unfolds.
Especially in a match as tense as this, 0-0. Feisty play on the field. It's still slippery from the rain. And both teams making some mistakes in the midfield.
Stratigakis on the edge of the box of the left side finds Hernandez cutting in. Her shot is deflected and slammed out of bounds by a Michigan State player. That's Samantha White. And it'll be another Michigan corner from the far side of the field. This will be their 3rd of the game. It's a short corner played in towards Stratigakis. It's a player in stride, and she booms it way over with the left foot over the net. That was Hernandez. She had plenty of room, and she'll certainly want that one back. So it's a Michigan State goal kick. 8 shots now for the Wolverines, but the Spartans holding steady. 8 shots to 2 shots, the shot disparity, but no goals to no goals on the scoreboard. A 0-0 draw so far. Rivera with a nice job walling off a Spartan player on the near side, gets it to Shepard. Hawkinson in the middle. Laughlin switching fields to the far side. It's played by Tolbert into the middle. Wolf, and she falls down. Able to get possession back up to the far side. Hernandez has some running room. Boots it in with the left foot. Hits Hawkinson in stride. Right on the edge of the box. Her shot deflected right off a Spartan. She's on a knee. It's a play on. Michigan has an advantage here. Jade Rivera, not sure what to do with it on the edge of the box. Plays it up along the right side for Sammy Woods. Woods inside. Low line cross. And it's gobbled up for the save by Kozel.
Kozel having a great start to the game. That's Michigan's 9th shot. Although there have been plenty turnovers and it's back and forth, Michigan absolutely dominating in possession time so far today.
Spartans quickly the other way. Tolbert and the Spartan getting physical and dragged to the ground is Ava Cook. And the foul is going to be on Tolbert. About 12 yards outside the 18. It'll be a free kick for the Spartans for Lauren DeBow. And a chance here for Michigan State, despite the 9-shot to 2 disparity. So it'll be the lefty to take the kick, not DeBow. It'll be Stefan. DeBow merely set up the ball, made sure it was in the right spot. For Wolverines, assembling a wall. The ref trots over to make sure they're in the right spot. They are. Bouncing back and forth between her net is Beal. She's right in the middle right now. Here comes the kick with the left, and it's going to sky high.
Wasted opportunity for the Spartans, if you ask me personally. Strong defensive structure by the Wolverines. Nice to see them lining up. 4 of them together, and a tough play, just going straight in for the shot.
So it'll be a goal kick for Beal in net. The Wolverines again running with 3 in the back this game, a bit of an unorthodox strategy as per typical their season. But the defense has certainly held steady so far, and the offense, that heavy-minded attack, has been able to generate opportunities. A whistle here in the back end. It's going to be a free kick from Michigan, about 15, 20 yards or so from midfield. It's played quickly to Laughlin. Sends it back to Shepard. She'll switch fields. Martin has it in the middle. Tolbert on the far side toward the midfield line. Skids it back. Martin finds Wolf right at midfield. Wolf with a lot of running room, dribbling it up. Still going. Wolf near the 18. Cuts it back with her left. Makes a defender miss. Give up the near side for Rivera. Rivera going at her defender. Cuts it back to the right. Sends it in. And the low line cross is sent right back out of bounds for a corner. White got her foot on it for Michigan State. And with 20 minutes here left in this first half, Michigan will have their first corner from the near side of this game.
You can't overstate just how well of a job Michigan's offense has done setting up in their offensive zone. Michigan State, they've got them on their toes. They're doing a good job on defense. But Michigan right now just on top of them in possession time and doing a great job creating plays in front of the net.
Laughlin lobs in the corner. And not a great one, deflected back to Tolbert. Tolbert sends it towards midfield for Martin down the left side. Looking to send it back towards the box, steadies, lofts it in with the left, and it goes right to the keeper. Plucked out of the air. Meanwhile, we had a substitution right before that corner. Sammy Woods, the freshman, who had a nice run there, takes his seat. Hannah Blake into the game for the Wolverines. Quick push the other way for the Spartans, coming up the near side. And a body by Tolbert, but sticking with it is Michigan State. The cross sent in right to the middle. Cuts back to her right in the box. Michigan pressured, and then the second cross goes through all the way to the right. Hernandez gets it out of there. Quick burst, and here comes Strategakis from Michigan. Bursting down the far side. She slows things down. Into the middle for Wolf. Wolf switching fields. Hawkinson on the right side toward the box. Now right on the edge of the box, further down the right side for Rivera. Rivera lofts it in towards the far post. Got a man. And the header by Loftman didn't have enough on it, and it's saved again by the keeper for Michigan State. Meanwhile, Spartans quickly down the other way, but clearing it is Martin. So a flurry of action there on both sides, each side with a chance. Michigan regains possession in the Spartan end, slows things down a bit. Rivera easing toward the box, still going, dribbling with that right foot. No one pressuring her. She's right on the edge of the box now, cuts it back to the right, drops it off for Wolf. Wolf moving back toward the box. She's inside it now with the scissor kick, and another low-lying one gobbled up with a sprawling save again by Kozel.
Michigan State, again, their defense is doing a solid job here, but the Michigan State midfield and offense keep turning the ball over to the Michigan offense. And if you're a defenseman on this team, you've got to be asking, guys, can't hold on to it for a little while longer?
A lot of possession, but no bona fide opportunities really for Michigan. See if the Spartans can build something as they head the other way. It's another deep kick. I think it's clear that Michigan State, as that one's headed by Shepard, is trying to exploit the three-man back and send some deep through balls to find some seams rather than build it through passing. Not working so far. Martin now in the Wolverines box gives up to Loftman as they look to move it the other way. Loftman, rather. Wolf towards the middle. Nice touch feed to Hawkinson. Runs onto it. Beautiful through ball down the far side. Finds Hernandez in stride. Hernandez moving toward the box, lets it fly with the left, and that'll trickle wide and right. Do you think Michigan is rushing these shots at all?
I think Michigan might be rushing these shots, but I also think that this is part of their game plan. They came into this game looking to exploit the defense. They moved another player up. They're looking to create their offense as a weapon. And so far, while it hasn't created any scoring opportunities for them, Michigan State hasn't been able to exploit their one man down on defense. So I'd say it's working out just fine for Michigan so far.
The Wolverines down the far side again take it away from the Spartans. Strong defense in the back line from Tolbert, Shepard, and Martin so far. Switching fields up the near side, Rivera, played by a Spartan, moves back inwards, finds right in the circle. It's Strategakis, cuts it with her right, loops it up the far side, running onto it is Hawkinson. Can the Spartans seal her off? She can. Both players wind up on the turf. It's a nice defensive play by Michigan State. And we have a whistle near midfield. That's a foul on the Wolverines. A free kick upcoming for the Spartans. Both teams a little slow coming onto it. It's been a frenetic pace so far. They'll take a bit of a breather here. 15 minutes left, 30 gone by here in the first half from Michigan Soccer Stadium. No score between the Wolverines and the Spartans. Michigan outshooting Michigan State 11-3 and 4 corner kicks to 1, but cannot spot that difference on the scoreboard so far. Taking the free kick for Michigan State will be Samantha White, right near midfield. Loops it in with her right foot to the far side of the box, and it's headed off of bounds by Shepard. And Michigan State gets it back, and they'll look to control possession, send it back toward midfield, and they'll work it back towards the middle. Abby Gardner playing, coming up with some momentum. Strategakis shadows her, and a turnover. Michigan's got it. Michigan State right back with some momentum toward the middle. Looking with her left foot, and a slide tackle made in there by Loftman.
Michigan's defense holds strong once again.
Indeed they do. Hawkinson with a bit of too big of a touch. Michigan State takes it away. It's White again. And the crowd's really getting into it now. White towards the middle. Finds DeBow for Michigan State. And the pass to no man's land, but no Wolverine was there. A few Spartans converge. Controlling is Gardiner. Right at the midfield line, now moving into the Michigan half of the field. Rivera playing some nice defense here on Gaynor. And an errant pass. It'll trickle back toward the back of the box. Martin seals it off and knocks it out of bounds for a throw-in. Well-placed ball there to avoid the corner kick.
Entering the game for Michigan State, number 6, MJ Andrews.
So it'll be a throw-in for Michigan State. Quick substitution for the Spartans. Cameron Evans takes his seat. Looped in towards the box. Hawkinson there to play it. And a nice stop by Tolbert, and she sends it up toward the far side. Stratigakis runs onto it, but a Michigan State player beats her to it. Hernandez coming over and crosses her, cuts her off rather, to thwart the attack. And now the two players jostling, a bit of some extracurriculars here on the far side. Hernandez getting into it with the Spartan. Can't quite see her number. The Spartan jogs off the other way. It'll be a free kick for Michigan towards that midfield line. The Ultras here in full support. They've got their drum on the far side of the field. That's probably the noise you're hearing in the background right now.
Absolutely. First home game in 2 weeks for the Wolverines, and the fans, well, they're just excited to be here tonight.
0-0 the score. 12:54 left in the first half in this one. We're in the 33rd minute. A yellow card has been issued to Reagan Cox on that one when there were some extracurriculars with Nikki Hernandez battling up the far left side. Loftman in the middle. She has it taken away. Here come the Spartans. It's Ava Cook right down the middle. Hits it up to the left side. It's DeBow. And a sliding tackle made. The ball knocked around in the box. Shepard's got it, and she'll boot it away with her left foot. That was scary there for a second for Michigan. Spartans still have possession. Hawkinson able to make the tackle. Another hard tackle, this one by the Spartans, and that's going to be a whistle. So coming in was Labovic with the stop.
Michigan State fans in front of us not so happy with that call. A solid offensive drive by them. But again, Michigan's defense holds strong despite being a player down in the back end.
And it's Labovic who's called for who's whistled, rather. No card on that one. It'll be Michigan State throwing, meanwhile, down the far side of the field, right near midfield in front of that Ultras drum. Keeps it in the back half to Labovic from Michigan State. Now along the back line, it's White. Plays it towards the keeper. Kozal up the near side now. Gardner has room to run. Brings it into the Michigan half, not pressured. Up the near side, played nicely by Gaylord for Michigan State. DeBow switching fields. The Spartans have it still. Loops it back in toward the box. It's headed, and headed again. And this one's going to find its way to Beal, who charges onto it and scoops it up.
Michigan looking for its 10th win this season today. A monumental one, especially to come over State if they get it. Still 0-0, 11 minutes remaining in the first half.
Martin controls on the back line for Michigan. Sends a pass along the ground back up to Hannah Blake. A light rain has fallen here. That's nothing, though. They'll play through it. The field's already slippery enough. Up the far side, Hernandez, shadowed by a defender, looking to cut it inwards. Now drags it back, creates some separation. Still has it. Sends a through ball up. No one's there, except for the Spartan goalkeeper, Kozel. In the 35th minute here in the first half, 0-0 remains the score. 11 shots for Michigan compared to 5 for Michigan State. Neither team has had a great chance.
Neither team's had a great chance. Both teams have had chances. Michigan absolutely leading in that category, outshooting 11-5 so far.
Gaynor misplays it up the near side, and that'll be good for a Michigan throw. And substitution for the Wolverines. Danny Wolf will take a seat. Coming into the game is Casey Lawrence, the sophomore forward. See if she can provide some spark at the forward position. Playing up there with Hernandez. The throw-in comes into Stratigakis at midfield. Misplayed by a Spartan. She gets it back, gives to Hawkinson. Loftman back into the Michigan end. It's Martin. Finds Blake right at the circle. And her pass sent away by a Spartan. Controlled nicely then up the near side. And running onto it is MJ Andrews, chased in pursuit by Hawkinson. Andrews cuts in. She's still going. She'll let it rip, and it's saved by Beal. That was heading toward the far left corner of the net. Beal able to pluck it out of the air for a nice save. Good aggression, though, on the pursuit by Michigan State.
Absolutely.
Making something happen. That was MJ Andrews.
And Andrews, what a leg. That was a fantastic shot, and from far out as well.
And we have not called her name so far tonight until then. Nice defensive play by Gaynor, but a little too overzealous, and she'll be whistled for a foul. Shepard will take the free kick, about 10 yards removed from the midfield line. Never mind, Shepard will not take the kick. That'll be Martin instead. Sends it toward the middle for Tolbert. Nice aggression by the Spartans to disrupt that. The loose ball finds its way to Martin. Pass up to Stratigakis, shields off her defender. Give to Revere. Revere looking, cuts it back infield. Dribbling with the right, now back to the left. Pressured by Gaynor. Really hounded, and Gaynor has caused the ball to jar loose. Hawkinson winds up on the turf, and that's another foul on Gaynor. That's her second in less than a minute. Hawkinson a little slow to get up there. Gingerly walks it off, the senior midfielder. Martin will take the free kick, 5 yards removed from the midfield line in the Spartan half of the field. Martin looking on, sends it with her right to the far side, and it's fronted and intercepted by a Michigan State player. Plays it off her chest, cuts back to her right. A nice slide tackle made by Hernandez, but the Spartans able to corral nonetheless. Plays it on, up toward the far side, cutting back inwards, but sealing her off is Tolbert. That was Ava Cook for Michigan State. Now the ball caroms all the way back to Beal in net. Loops it back to Tolbert, plays it high off her chest on the far side. Deep in the Michigan end, back to Beal on the lip of the box. One touch, and she boots it out of bounds. Not sure if that's what she was intended for, but it'll be a Spartan throw-in here in the 38th minute, still 0-0. And those adverse conditions coming into play. A Spartan player just wiped out along the far sideline, gifting a throw-in to Michigan and granting an opportunity for another substitution. Avery Coletta checking it for Michigan. Hawkinson, who was a little slow to get up, will take a breather here to close out the half. Michigan State wins the throw-in back. In Michigan territory, halfway up on the far side. Toward the middle. We'll keep it on that far side rather than switch it back. Now play it towards the back line, which is pushed up all into Michigan territory. On the near side, it's Gardner. Now in the circle. Gardner boots it with her right. And Hernandez there to grab it. Trying to keep it in bounds, and she does. It deflects off a Spartan player, out of bounds for another Michigan throw. Tolbert over to take it for the Wolverines in the 39th minute. Still no score.
Michigan doing a solid job stopping any offensive opportunities from State. State controlling in the midfield, but they've been doing a good job defending.
Blake running onto it, switches fields to pass a bit behind Laufman. Gets it away to Rivera up the near side. She had Laughlin. Is she going to hit her? She can't. It's a beautiful stop by Gaylor. And she is playing an aggressive game so far, but then loses it right to the substitution. Up to Blake. Blake into the middle. Stratigakis back to Blake on the left side. Sends it with her left. Was looking for Lawrence cutting through. Couldn't get it to her. It'll be another goal kick.
These State fans are loving it. Every Michigan error, every State play, they're loud. And my credits to them for coming out today.
And the Wolverines fans are probably the same way, but we are broadcasting outside right behind the State fans, so they are loud and rowdy, and we're hearing them the most right now. We'll see if that changes as the game goes along. Gaynor with a nice through ball, hit in stride up the near side. That's DeBow for Michigan State. But then the errant pass, and Shepard steals off her counterpart in Andrews, playing up near the sideline. And looks like that'll be a Michigan throw-in. Shepard looking to take it. Or is it a Michigan State throw-in? And the head ref looked to the side, the line judge, and he didn't know. So the head ref will keep it a Michigan throw-in, even though the Spartan players are adamant that it's theirs. In particular, Ava Cook is displeased with the call. A fan is clamoring for VAR. Unfortunately, we don't have that at this level. Shepard, I'm loving the ref comments here. One just told him that the game is going on. Indeed it is. Spartans into the lip of the box, down the far side. Cook lobs it in toward the back post, and the header off the side of the head, and it trickles out of bounds harmlessly to Beal's left. Under 4 minutes remaining in the first half. Spartans will do a quick sub. Allison Childers, and Labovich comes off for a breather for Michigan State. Blake back to Shepard. Michigan State player gets to it in the box. It was an errant play. Right on the sideline, chips it in right to Beal. Good awareness by Beal to stay ready there. Wolverines looking to counter. Hernandez a burst to speed. Jetting into the Michigan State end. Still going towards the box. Hits Stratigakis for the through ball. It's knocked away. And Michigan State able to clear it via the strong right foot of the substitution, Childers. Stratigakis up the far side. Looking to make something happen for Michigan. Tries to play it on to Hernandez. She was a second late. And the Michigan State player able to seal her off and get to it first. And now a turnover. Loftman in the middle. She'll let it fly on a hop. And it's gobbled off, played off her chest by Kozel. Those saves aren't as easy as they look, especially with the rain coming down and the field already soaked. But a nice job by Kozel.
Absolutely not. And we know from experience in past games we have called, this field gets slippery.
We have. We were here for the men's soccer game a few weeks back against Notre Dame, which was in the pouring rain, and there was an infamous altercation. Haven't seen that intensity so far tonight, but it has been intense. Make no mistake. Rivera with the throw-in. We're in the 43rd minute rather. Things are getting late here in the first half. Currently playing at a 0-0 draw. Rivera looking for a teammate on the throw. It lobs it toward the far side, right off of Michigan State head. And another throw-in coming up. And Rivera has found Blake. Blake in the middle, drops it off. Lets it rip with the left, and the save is made. With the shot was Lawrence, the sophomore, using her left foot to no avail. So the Spartans controlled along their back line in the 44th minute now. And an errant play, but Blake could not play it cleanly off her left foot. And Michigan State gets it right back and boots it all the way down the length of the field. Sends Beal to the edge of her box. Plays it with her feet. 1:20 left in the first half here. Can the Wolverines make something happen? They've outshot the Spartans 14-6. They've had 4 corner kicks to Michigan State's 1. But the scoreboard reads 0-0. Shepard on the near side in Michigan territory, spins away from her defender, and then it's knocked out of bounds by the Spartan. That's Andrews. Or last touch was Shepard. Michigan not happy about this one, and now the ref will wait for a substitution. Miranda Hart into the game for Michigan State, taking a seat as Sam Skolarski, who was doing a lot of the dirty work down on that far side. Michigan State will throw it in. 38 seconds left here in the first half. Comes in on a hop. Sticking with it towards the middle. Through ball up on the far side for DeBow, and it's knocked away by Hernandez. Sends it back toward midfield with 28 seconds. Spartans control. Gainer, and now a misplay. Rivera sends it back up. Shouldered away by a Michigan State player. That's White. White to Gaynor. Leaves it back, and it's deflected out of bounds for a Michigan State throw-in. 15 seconds to play. Gaynor looking for a teammate. Rivera heads it. Played by Lawrence. Lawrence towards the middle. 5 seconds. She'll send it back toward midfield. 2 players jostle for it, and that's how this half will come to an end. Michigan and Michigan State still each searching for that elusive first goal after 45 minutes here in this one.
We got on the air a few minutes late, but we saw quite a bit of action. One word to summarize this first half, I would say errant. All over the place. Slippery conditions on the field, balls going everywhere, plenty of turnovers at the midfield in a game, or rather half, that was dominated in terms of possession time by the Wolverines. They were unable to make things happen on the offensive. Strong defense by the team, however, stopping Michigan State's few offensive blitz during the game, a new format that we've been talking about, set up on the field, adding an extra player up front, dropping one from the back. But it seems to be working for the Wolverines.
14 shots for Michigan, only 5 of them on goal. 6 for the Spartans, 2 on goal. 4 corners as well for the Wolverines that they could not capitalize on. So we'll see what the Wolverines do to retool their game plan in the halftime locker room and make something happen. We are going to take about a 10-minute or so break, be back, talk things over for 4 minutes or so, and then we've got second half action, 45 minutes, potentially more after that coming up. This is a good one. The crowd's into it. So are we. You won't want to miss it. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes or so. Again, don't touch the mouse. We'll be back. And welcome back to Michigan Soccer Stadium. We are 2 minutes away from picking up second half action between the Wolverines and the visiting Spartans here in a rivalry clash between the third and fourth place teams in the Big Ten. They have played to an intense, feisty 0-0 draw through the first 45 minutes. Michigan out shooting Michigan State 14-6. A new style offense generating an abundance of opportunities, but so far nothing to show for it on the scoreboard.
The board may show 0-0, but it has absolutely been an exciting game so far. First half full of, frankly, turnovers. A lot of turnovers in the midfield, a lot of back and forth in this game. However, Michigan dominating on the offensive end, a lot of zone time and a lot of possession time for the Wolverines. The Spartans defense, however, holding strong against Michigan's 14 shots. Of course, only, I believe, 5 of those shots on goal. The Spartans had 6 shots, 2 of those shots on goal. So Spartans offense hasn't been there exactly. The Michigan's playing a special formation today. They've moved a player up. They're down a player in the back end. However, Michigan defense doing a good job playing player-on-player coverage in the back end, and the Spartans have not been able to capitalize, while Michigan has done a fantastic job on possession.
Michigan's defense looks crisp. Michigan's offense doing a nice job passing the ball around, finding some players in stride along the open grass, but executing down in the 18 in the final third has been a weakness so far. See if they could improve on that here in the second half of action. The rain falling down significantly harder here as we head into the 8 o'clock hour. The Spartans have taken the field wearing their road whites. The Wolverines in a circular huddle in front of their bench in the home blues. The buzzer blares, the ball is placed, and we are about ready to go for the final 45 in what should be certainly an exciting, entertaining match.
Jared, one key thing to keep watch for in this second half is the field conditions. You mentioned the rain is coming down harder. This field is slippery, and it will absolutely affect the gameplay. We'll likely see more turnovers, more errant kicks. How that will affect the play of the game, I'd say personally it probably adds a little bit more of a luck factor into this game. Rain, lousy field conditions can turn soccer into a game where one lucky bounce can change the whole trajectory of a match.
Wolverines will be defending the net in front of the Spartan bench on the right side. Michigan State defending the net on the left side in front of the Michigan bench for the duration of this second half. The Wolverines have taken the field. We're just awaiting the Spartans huddling in front of us. They break right now, and we are ready to get underway. We'll quickly run you through the lineups for the Wolverines to begin the second half. Hillary Beal has been steady in net. The back line of 3, right to left, it's Sydney Shepard, Aaliyah Martin, and Temia Tolbert. And then up left here is Nikki Hernandez, Sarah Strategakis, Hannah Blake, Sammy Woods, Riley Loffman. And then up on the far side is, we can't get a good look on the number there, but here we go. As play gets underway, it is Avery Kalita, who checked in late as a sub, and then Sarah Bridenstine into the game for Michigan. So those are the 11 out there for the Wolverines. It's a Spartan throw up the near side. It's tossed in. Tolbert plays it nicely in defense and able to cut her player off, spinning away from Tolbert, and then Tolbert gets it back. Martin boots it up. Blake sends it toward the circle. Michigan State gets to it. That's Abby Gardiner. Now Gaynor up the far side to a Spartan, shielded off by Shepard. Works her way back to the middle of the field. It's played there by Labovich, who's back into this match after resting to end the first half. Boot comes up by White, played at the feet by Shepard. Sends it toward the middle, Loffman running under it. And it's misplayed. Michigan State gets it back. That's Samantha White. Gaynor's pass deflected by Loffman. Strategakis in a crowd, tussling with a Spartan, and she comes away with it toward the middle. Strategakis, Blake. Loffman on the far side for Michigan. Leaves it for Hernandez. Sends the cross in, and it's plucked out of the air by Kozel, who had a strong first half for Michigan State and continues that here in the first minute and a half. Tolbert wins the battle with her opposition. Michigan in the middle, Loftman through ball toward the middle. Here comes Woods, and she plays it too strong. Nice defense by White to not let her get the angle. So 2 early preliminary chances for Michigan, but Michigan State, as it has been doing all game, holds steady in the back end.
Not necessarily a change in pace from what we saw in the first half. Both teams playing similarly. Michigan, a little bit more time on the offensive end so far.
Beal booms it right to Loftman on the left side in Spartan territory. Hernandez cuts it back toward the middle, dribbling with her right, passing with her left towards the middle of the field, now on the far side. It's played down there by Michigan, sends it towards Stratigakis with the left, touch inside, looking for Woods, deflected, right back to Stratigakis, in for Woods, Woods in the box, the cross, the shot, sliding stave is made. Michigan State defender laying out her body to get in front of it. Michigan retains possession. It's Shepard on the far side. Stratigakis, extra feed. Here comes with a burst of speed. It's the Wolverines. But sealing off nicely is Michigan State, preventing Avery Kalita from getting anything going. So it'll be a Michigan throw-in. Spiked towards Blake. Sent back. Spinning away from the crowd. Shepard on the far side toward midfield. Back to her teammate, Kalita, and she's knocked over. It'll be a Michigan throw as the ball trickles out of bounds. The throw comes in. It's played by Blake. She's sent to the turf. And the ball finds its way to Beal, who stops it right before it rolls out of bounds.
State doing what it did well in the first half, which is although Michigan has possession of the ball, they're keeping them to the outside. They might get a few shots off, but they're not necessarily getting those goal-making plays in the front of the net.
Michigan State throwing up the far side, right at midfield in front of the Ultras drum. Corralled by a Spartan, warding off Kalita. Cuts back toward the middle. Switching fields with the right, pass is deflected, winds its way, little through ball toward the middle, into the box, shot with the left, blocked by Shepard. The ball bouncing around a little bit. DeBow had a chance. Now it comes in again, misses one Spartan, finds another on the near side. Bursting in is Cox. Cox toward the middle and knocked out of bounds. A strong defensive play is made by Loftman. Here comes Sammy Woods up the near side. Wood leaves it for Loftman, but it was too much on it, and it's sent out of bounds. A Michigan State throw. Spartans jostling for it in the corner with Tolbert, knocked out of bounds for a Michigan throw. So neither team able to establish any sort of possession so far. 5 minutes into the second half here. Woods misplays it towards midfield. It's sealed off nicely by Cox. Cox up the near side for Sklarski. Running onto it now towards the corner is Wickles. Wickles sends the cross in, knocked away effortlessly by Martin. Hernandez turns onto it, jetting down the near side. Dribbling with the left. Hernandez, beautiful through ball. Here comes Woods. Woods up toward the middle. Stratigakis. Or Blake, rather, and Blake has it taken off her feet by Gardiner. And Michigan State goes the other way. Loops in toward the middle, played by Cook. And Cook has it knocked away. Jostling for it and winning the battle is Kalita. And now Cook gets it back, and Cook throws Kalita to the ground. The Michigan State crowd uproarious over that call. Kalita complaining, getting in the ref's ear. She's not happy with the whistle.
Neither are these State fans. I'm sure you can hear them in the background right now.
A free kick nonetheless for Martin. Sends it for Kalita back to Martin. Brings it towards midfield. Now into the other half for Loftman. And she misplays it. And taking it right off her feet is DeBow. White on the far side on the Michigan State box. Playing it along the back line. Lofts it upfield. Martin giving chase. It's going to trickle towards Beal. Martin cuts it off and sends it to the far side out of bounds. Good for a throw-in. So a nice clear to avoid danger in the back line from Martin.
The Wolverines doing a good job so far in the half, keeping the Spartans away from the net. But again, the Spartans a little bit stronger offensively than what we saw in the first half, controlling the ball just a little bit more.
And that ball sprayed to Beal. She makes the save. Throws it toward the middle. Stratigakis is there. Stratigakis to Loftman. Loftman in the middle. Back to Martin, charging up from the back line. Right to midfield for Stratigakis. Shaded towards the left. Cuts back with her right. Makes the man miss. Has open field. Still going down the left side. Brings it toward the box. Looking for the through ball. Woods running onto it. Knocked out of bounds. Who's it off of? A Spartan player was there. That's going to be a goal kick. It was close. And a good idea by Stratigakis, trying to make something happen, and Woods running onto it, but just not fast enough.
Closest the Wolverines have come to a solid chance in the second half so far.
And a whistle on the far side as a Spartan player wound up on her stomach. That was Gardner who got knocked over. It'll be a foul. Not sure on who for Michigan. Blake was over there, as were others. 0-0 remains the score. 7 minutes into the second half here. 15 shots to 7. Michigan State, the disparity there. It'll be a free kick. 10 yards removed from midfield. It's sent towards the box. Headed by Michigan State, and it trickles its way to Beal, who gobbles it up right at the 8. Beal rolls it to Martin. The goalie gives way to the defender. She'll take it up. Low-lying pass to Loftman, pressured from behind. And she's hit from behind, winds up going to a sliding stop. DeBow with a bit of aggression, and she's whistled. So a lot of whistles so far here early in this second half. Martin readying for the free kick. Sends it to the right side into the Spartan half by Stratigakis. Stratigakis to Blake. Loftman misplays it. Toward the box, a shot, and it's high! An errant play in the back end by DeBow, and a golden chance with the left foot for Sammy Woods, and it curled just above the net.
When you say just above, a fantastic play by Woods. Heads up play in the offensive mindset that you want to be in a 0-0 game. That extends the shot differential to 16-7 Wolverines.
And it keeps growing, but the scoreboard disparity remains the same, 0-0. Michigan looking to make something happen. Shepard coming up from the back line, running onto it into Michigan State territory. Now giving way towards the middle of the field. Give left side now for Loftman, receiving the pass from Kalita up to the far side. It's Hernandez, rips it in with the left towards the back. And the goalie lets it go through. Sent towards the middle. Stratigakis inside. It's a goal! Stratigakis into the middle. I think it was Hannah Blake, got her left foot on it. Sends it back over the right shoulder of the Michigan State goalkeeper, Kozel, and the Wolverines strike first.
The Ultras going wild as Hail to the Victors plays in the stadium, and what a beautiful play we just saw unfold. Fantastic heads-up playmaking by the Wolverines offense, taking advantage of those gaps in the Spartans defense.
Hernandez cutting down the near side with her left, crossing it over. Kozak opted to let it fly by. The Michigan able to keep it in bounds. Stratigakis then receiving the cutting back to the middle, passing it inside to Blake with the one-timer and looping it over the right shoulder of Kozak, finding the back of the net and snapping the scoreless draw here in the 55th minute. And the Wolverines have the 1-0 lead.
Frankly, finally, it was bound to happen. 17 shots for Michigan, only 7 for State. Frankly, it's expected at this point.
And a foul here in the Michigan end. Tolber a little overzealous, trying to climb over the back of Jordan Wickus.
Rain finally starting to head away from us. It seems to be slowing, and the energy as the rain goes away picking up quite a bit here at the UM Soccer Complex.
White with the free kick for Michigan State, sends it toward the box, cut off in the air by Loftman. Boots it toward the far side, and letting it roll out of bounds is Gardner. It'll be a Spartan throw. So now if you're the Spartans, you're going to have to push up a little bit and really try to get that goal. Not that you weren't already, but the offense only with 7 shots. And a player is down. That's White, writhing on her back in pain near midfield on the far side of the field. Teammates gather around her. She eases up and rolls over and is able to get herself up on her feet on her own. Walks off a little gingerly, see if she's going to be able to stay in this one. But as I was saying, Michigan State's definitely going to have to ramp up that attack. The shot disparity is evident, and now the scoreboard is no longer even. It's 1-0 Michigan here in the 55th minute.
Finally reflecting that disparity. Michigan's defense, that said, if the Spartans step it up, I'm not sure how much of a difference it will make. The defensive end for the Wolverines has been holding up exceptionally well today.
And that's Shepard, Martin, and Tolbert back there along the line. Jade Rivera also saw some action in the first half. And the ref is going to blow this play dead. We're going to do that free kick again. Boots it in for Michigan State toward the box. It's pinballed around. Tolbert comes away with it on the far side. Shoulders over a player. It's a play on. Looked like the Spartan player initiated the contact, and she was on her backside. Michigan looking to run the counter. Blake sprinting onto it up the far side. But a Spartan player, I believe that's Andrews, does well just to boot it out of bounds. Substitution here for Michigan. Danny Wolf and Jade Rivera check into this one.
And that ball booted out of bounds, heads out of the complex, in fact. A little bit of a desperate kick there as the Wolverines looking for a breakaway.
Hernandez and Stratigakis take seats. Beal able to scoop that one off the turf. She'll roll it over to her defender. The Spartan fans still into it. There is plenty of time left in this one. 33 and a half minutes still to go. Michigan with the 1-0 lead via a goal from Hannah Blake.
Now, I'm not sure if you can hear the Spartan fans in the background. If you can, they were just chanting, "Andy's better." That's a reference to tonight's family affair on the field as Danny Wolf and Andy Wolf, sisters, play for the Wolverines and Spartans respectively. Danny Wolf, a junior at U of M, while Andy Wolf, a freshman for the Spartans.
A very wholesome component of this game, a game filled with animosity.
That's what happens in an in-state rivalry like this. There's
Wonder what the parents are wearing. Whose jersey? Do they have one of those custom split down the middle?
I would hope.
Michigan State gives it away. Martin boots it back upfield. The aforementioned Wolf chasing onto it, trying to keep it in bounds. And she can't, right near the corner. So it'll be a Michigan State throw in. Good effort nonetheless from Wolf, who has fresh legs, having just re-entered this affair. Michigan State with the throw-in. Michigan knocks it right back out of bounds. Loops it up, headed by Woods back towards the Michigan State end. Spartans able to win it back. Gaynor plays onto it to the far side. They'll switch fields. Spartan with a lot of green grass, pressured by Loftman. Toward the middle. Shepard there in defense. Loftman there as well. Back into the Spartan end. Michigan State looking to establish some sort of possession here. Doing a admirable job so far here. Played toward the near side. Now back to the keeper. Michigan's defensive pressure rearing its head right now. Regan Cox eludes Woods. Nothing doing. Has to give it back to Kozel. Kozel with her right sends it to the far side for Gardner. Gardner brings it up towards midfield, shadowed by Loftman, up the far side, played along the end. Good pressure applied by Kalita from Michigan. Shepard pressures her player, She comes away with it towards the middle. For Michigan State, that's Cook in the box, and a sliding tackle made by Martin. It's a play on. Cook goes to the ground in a heap. And Michigan State proceeds to head it out of bounds. So it'll be a Michigan throw-in.
State spending a lot of time setting themselves up in the back end, a testament to the Wolverines' forecheck or offensive pressure that they're putting on this State defense right now. They're frankly struggling to set themselves up in the midfield.
Michigan throw-in goes awry. Michigan State gets possession back quickly towards the middle, and then an errant pass is made by Labovich. Tolbert has it. She jets towards midfield, warding off Gaynor. Gives it back to Woods. Woods with the left foot, and she kicks it out of bounds. Some miscommunication. So these last 5 minutes have been particularly sloppy on each side. And now the Michigan State throw-in goes right to Woods, who heads it to Blake. She loses it. Massive collision. Both players get up unscathed. Gaynor to midfield. Labovich lobs toward the middle, and it's misplayed off the feet of Evans. Jade Rivera able to clear it, boots it all the way up the right side. Michigan State gets it back, loops it in, looking for Wicks to run onto it, knocked out of bounds. Shepard was in the vicinity, and the last touch is off her foot. 1-0, Michigan over Michigan State in the 60th minute here from the Michigan Soccer Stadium. The rain lightening up. Michigan sends it back into the Michigan State end. It's out of bounds right near midfield. It'll be a throw-in for the Spartans.
Game getting noticeably slightly more chippy here on the green.
Kozak controls. She's not pressured, has all the time in the world. Gives way to White. White back to Kozak. Good pressure applied by Wolf up at forward. And then an errant play by the Spartans. Blake cutting up the far side rather. Slices it in with the left on the cross to Wolf. But a Spartan player there to knock it away. Back to Michigan it goes on the far side. In towards Loftman. Loftman curls back towards midfield. She'll send it back into her own end for Martin. 10 yards or so away from that center line. In towards the middle. Cutting onto it. And the pass too far out in front. Good idea by Bridenstine. But it's controlled in net by Kozel. Kozel boots it towards midfield. Two players go to the ground in a heap after they look to head the ball. Persistence and aggression by Kalita, and she wins the battle. Drops it off for Loftman, switches fields to the left side for Woods. She has Rivera, doesn't see her. Gives to Loftman instead up the right side, drops it off for Shepard. Shepard up on the far side now. For Michigan, that's going to be a corner. Could not quite see who that was. I think it was Bridenstine. And she's able to shoot it in off a Spartan player, and she'll get a corner out of it. She'll trot over to take it. Two substitutions in the meantime for Michigan. Emily Layson along with Hannah Blake into this one. So Blake will enter the game. Here comes the corner in towards the box. Woods cutting onto it. Deflected back towards Martin. Martin lets it rip, and it's headed out of bounds by White. One nothing Michigan. 27 minutes left here. The only goal of the game coming via Casey Lawrence for the Wolverines. 18 shots, and Lawrence's was the one that found the back of the net. 7 shots for the Spartans, and so far putting up a 0 is Beal. Cleared in the back end by Michigan State, controlled by Tolbert. Switches fields up the far side. Layson just into the game, drops it off for Rivera. Rivera's cross knocked away. Right back to Layson, plays it off her chest, drops it off near side. Loftman to Tolbert, back in midfield. Martin straddling that line on the right side, brings it into Spartan territory, drops it off on the far side for Shepard. Shepard drives it in, and that's too tall for Woods, who was looking to head it. And it's booted back down our way by the Spartans. Tolbert slicing over, and she's able to ward off the Spartan player and award a Michigan throw-in.
Spartans down 1, still putting up a valiant effort on defense and doing a strong job still keeping the Wolverines to the outside of that box, making sure that they don't get any close-up opportunities in front of the net right now.
Martin controls in the back for Michigan, sends it right into the middle of the circle. Nice footwork by Blake, who just re-entered this one a few minutes ago. Martin back in the middle. Touch pass to Blake from Loftman. Blake up the far side. She has Revere there. Revere will take it away from her. Revere and her pass looking for Blake, too far out in front of her. And that'll be a goal kick for Michigan State. (1-0) Michigan here with the clock ticking in the Wolverines' favor. 25 minutes left in this one. Spartans haven't had a whole lot of anything to cheer about here in the second half. Really no opportunities on net whatsoever.
Michigan absolutely dominating the possession game right now. And if they get this ball anywhere near the net, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a goal soon.
Layson to Blake, now up the far side. And another Wolverine has it into the middle for Wolf. Wolf back to Shepard, who comes on it off the back line. Give to Blake. Blake chips it in, headed right back from a Spartan to White, and Michigan State has possession. Here comes Michigan State down the near side. That's Regan Cox, played up towards Evans, sealed off nicely by Tolbert. Cuts back towards the end line. And two players go flying to the turf. That's going to be a foul on Evans. She went down in a slide, looking to try and make a slide tackle and drag Tolbert with her. She shrugs her shoulders in disbelief. That's not going to win her any friends via the referee. Martin with the deep boot, headed out of the air by White. Headed again, this time by Layson at midfield. Loftman gets onto it. Loftman in the crowd. Martin comes over to help her out, sends it upfield. Played along the line by Revere. Revere jets inwards. She's got speed, now slows things down. Give for Blake. Blake drops it toward the back line. It's Woods. Woods in the box. Woods is cross, deflected, out of bounds. That'll be a corner. Good through ball there, and Woods doing the rest. Another corner ensuing for Michigan.
That will be the Wolverines' 5th corner of the game, I believe. Plenty of opportunities for them so far.
Looking at add on to what is already a 1-0 lead because of the goal by Casey Lawrence. Hawkinson re-enters for Michigan. Corner comes in. It's a booming one towards the back of the net. Shepard. And it went over the back, I believe, is the call. And so not a great corner there by the Wolverines. And it'll be a goal kick ensuing for Michigan State. 22 minutes and counting left in this one. Can the Wolverines hold on to that 1-0 lead and get a pivotal win, both for rivalries purposes and Big Ten standing implications late in the season? At midfield, played by Layson. Now back to Martin, back to Layson in the circle. Layson to Blake, and Blake loses the handle. It's a turnover. Michigan State looking to make something happen. The Spartans up the near side. Into the middle, it's falling down is Jodzis. And falling down again is Blake, and she was taken out from behind. So Michigan State handed a bit of a gift and could not do anything with it, giving it right back to Michigan. A free kick coming up from Martin.
Like you said, a rare bout of possession for State. The Spartans, nothing happens with it. We'll see how long Michigan once again controls here.
Tolbert towards the middle. Layson to Martin. Martin on the back line, controlling for Michigan. She moves up toward the circle. Low-lying pass along the ground to Wolf. Booted back up the right side, Shepard. Shepard brings it across. Drops it up on the far side. Back to Wolf. Wolf moving with her right. Cuts it back. Dribbling toward the box. Still going. And a pass up the far side, but lurking off sides. Can't make out who that was between the distance and the rain, but an offsides nonetheless. And a promising attack fizzles. Rain picking up again now. The conditions continue to be adverse. Martin whiffs in the back line. It defers to her keeper, Beal. A bit of a misplay. The touch too big. Oh, and it goes wide. Beal a little nonchalant in the back end. The last man back is the goalie, receiving the pass from Shepard, and she took an errant touch, and charging onto it was a Spartan. I believe for Michigan State, that was Jordan Wickus, the freshman, and her touch went wide of the net. That could have changed the trajectory of this one and tied this one up.
Absolutely the best chance the Spartans have had yet this game. Regrettably for them, goes just to the left of the net. In Michigan, you know, they're lucky right now.
20 minutes to go. Wolverines continue to maintain that 1-0 lead. Hawkinson at midfield, switching fields to the far side. It's played by Blake. Blake takes it up. Give way down the line. Again, can't see who that is. Jetting towards the edge of the box, working with the Spartan defender. Using her right foot, cuts it back. Give to Hawkinson. Hawkinson sends across. That winds its way to Revere. Revere steadies. Give to Layson. Layson lets it fly wide to the right. From 30 yards or so out, Layson let it go. Good idea, not on target. Rain falling down even harder now as Wolf goes sliding to a stop, and then she drags the opposition to the ground. A little bit of some more extracurriculars there. That's a yellow card. So what happened exactly was Wolf went for the slide tackle, and the Spartan player who had it switched feet, making Wolf look rather silly. And then in frustration, Wolf seemed to yank her to the ground. Certainly unnecessary. The state free kick comes in, not so fast. I think we're going to have to do it again.
Tension's high right now. It's the perfect environment for a rivalry game. You're under the lights. Weather not so great for some soccer. And all of this boiling over. Whether or not we see any true action here. We haven't seen any red cards yet. Remains to be seen.
And the Spartan faithful getting into it, trying to will their team to a comeback, claw their way out of a 1-0 deficit. They jet down the near side, shadowed by Hawkinson into the lip of the box and knocked away by Layson. Played by Revere. Revere up the near side, slows things down, switching feet. Give to Tolbert. Tolbert into the middle. Layson, good pressure by the Spartans. They come away with it. Here comes Michigan State up the left side, right on the edge of the box. Cuts back with the right, but we had two players crashing to the ground first. At about 2 yards outside of the box, it's going to be a free kick for Michigan State. I think Layson is going to be whistled here for the foul, and a bona fide chance upcoming for Michigan State.
Spartan fans electric for the first time in a little while, looking back to get back into this game.
And so Ava Cook in there along with Regan Cox. We'll see who's going to take the kick. It's going to be Cook. So about 4 Spartans on the left side of the box. 1 Spartan situating herself near the wall that is right in front of the net. Beal bouncing back and forth between the posts. It's a 5-man wall for Michigan. The lefty, Cook, getting ready for the kick. Here it comes toward the left. Diving save by Beal. Sprawling to her right, punches it free. It trickles all the way to the right side, kept in bounds by Michigan State. But the threat thwarted for the moment by Beal.
What a save. Diving just in the right place at the right time. Fantastic playmaking.
Michigan State still able to retain possession, trying to make something happen. Loops in toward the box, headed. Out of, she got a foot on it, but knocked away. Still has it on the right side of the box. The shot into the side of the net. Miranda Hart had a chance after MJ Andrews had a chance. Andrews in the middle of the box. Hart on the right. Wasn't a great angle and could not quite bend it back. But Michigan suddenly flirting with danger. The back end looks rather unstable.
Michigan State, they flipped a switch about 3 minutes or so ago, and they have been dominating the possession game since then. 17 minutes remaining in the first half here.
4 strong Spartan chances coming in a bundle all at once in the last 6 or so minutes. Michigan just looking to settle down and hold on here. Quick hit up, running onto it is Hernandez. Took an errant touch in the box, but it's knocked out of bounds by a Spartan defender, and it'll be a corner.
Smart play by the Michigan offense, looking to move the ball out of their defensive end. Spartans get a foot on it, and here come back the Wolverines with a corner kick.
Substitution here, Skylar Anderson enters the game. Tamir Tolbert, who's been steady on the back line, takes his seat. 16 minutes left in this one. The corner kick lofts in toward the box, and Wolf tried to get ahead on it, but she knocked her Spartan counterpart to the ground in the process. And so nothing comes of that except for a Michigan State kick in the box. Spartans bring it up on the far side. Shepard does a nice job warding off the attack. Layson has it, bringing it into Michigan State territory. Sends it back to the left side. It's Anderson just into this game. Plays it towards Hawkinson. Shields off her defender. Anderson unpressured. Given the left side, Hernandez. Quick feed back to Hawkinson. In towards the middle, Layson. Layson will switch field. Shepard runs onto it on the right side. Shepard, Blake, Hernandez on the edge of the box, straddling the end line. She's thrown to the turf. It's a play on, and Michigan State wins the battle. And that sends it downfield, and Shepard is pushed running onto it. It's a play on. Layson cuts off the Spartan player, back to Shepard. Pass it around. Shepard gets it back from Hernandez. Jetting inside, running onto it, sends the cross, knocked away by a Spartan player. And sent back downfield. Martin right there at the midfield line to get to it. Under 15 to play. Martin boots it in up the left side. Hawkinson plays it off her chest. Drops it off for Blake. Blake for Anderson. Anderson loops it in on the far side. Headed too far out in front by Wolf, and it's fielded nicely and cleanly by in net by Kozel.
Still a tense game, but the past 2 minutes or so, a return to the status quo, or rather Michigan's status quo at least, of strong possession in the Spartans' defensive end.
14 minutes to play, the rain falling, Michigan with the 1-0 lead thanks to the goal early in the second half by Casey Lawrence. Michigan State looking to make something happen. It's knocked away, and the Spartans still able to get it back. Here they come. Up the near side, bringing it into Michigan territory is Reagan Cox. Give up here to Miranda Hart, and a nice stop by Jade Rivera. Knocks it out of bounds to stymie the attack momentarily. Substitution here for the Spartans. Re-entering the game is Jordan Wickles. Taking a seat is Cameron Evans. So Wickles, the forward, comes in looking to provide a burst. Throw in comes in right to a Michigan player, fronted nicely by Martin. Hernandez runs onto it. Michigan looking to counter. Hernandez looking for Wolf. Wolf didn't see it. Still gets to it. Wolf towards the middle. Has Blake on the far side. Gets it to her. Blake, her pass is deflected. Back to Layson. The laser shot plucked right out of the air, and falling to her knees is Kozel.
Credit to Kozel, that the 20th shot of the game for the Wolverines. She has been standing on her head despite the fact that the Wolverines up one so far.
Michigan State moving a little slowly here as they look to find some seams and make something happen. They need that elusive goal if they have any intentions of tying this one up. Hawkinson able to deflect it. It's a foot race. She wins it in the far side corner. Deep in Spartan territory. Two-man game with Hernandez. Back to Hawkinson, knocked out of bounds. And looks like it'll be a corner kick. It was Regan Cox having some troubles back there for Michigan State.
This, I believe, the 6th Wolverine corner kick of the half.
Bridenstine will take it. It's nearly headed in by Michigan State. Knocked away by a second Spartan defender. Cleared down the far side. Rivera gets to it. In for Anderson. Anderson sends the cross, and another
falling save is made by Kozel. Kozel down the far side. Time is of the essence for Michigan State as they look to make a comeback here in the final 10 minutes. Loops it in towards the box. A player running onto it, but Beal able to grab it. She looked poised and timed that well, knew she had it all the way. Shepard on the near side, approaching 10 minutes to play. Still 1-0 Michigan. Martin in toward the middle. Hernandez runs onto it, cuts it back with her left foot, loops it in, looking for a through ball, deflected, finds its way to Wolf, and then getting back in front of it again for Michigan State is Gaynor. Sent back all the way down the field. Martin gets to it and knocks it out of bounds. So it'll be a throw-in about halfway into Michigan's zone for Michigan State. Substitution for the Spartans. Abby Gardner checks in. Meanwhile, for Michigan, Casey Lawrence, the goal scorer, checks back into the game for Danielle Wolf. Rivera comes out of the crowd with the ball. Sends Martin toward the middle. Now Hernandez near midfield. Waits for her team. Loops in toward the middle, and winding up on her stomach is Lawrence, but she's the one called for tripping. And so it'll be a free kick in their own end for Michigan State.
Field conditioning's worsening slightly. The rain holding steady here at the UM Soccer Complex.
Kozak sends it up the far side. And an errant pass on Michigan State, and Rivera is taken out. A tackle from behind by Michigan State's Ava Cook. Cook again displeased with the call. And Michigan will take their time setting up this free kick with the 1-0 advantage. Time is on their side. 20 shots on the game for the Wolverines, 9 for Michigan State. Kick comes in on the ground to Hernandez, loops it in with the left. She's got Hawkinson coming down the middle. Spins back, finds Lawrence for the shot right at Kozal for Michigan State. So Lawrence made a bid for her second goal of the game, but not quite. And it's back to Michigan State. Spartans passing it along the back line. They're going to need to get this ball up, create some, generate some real chances here if they want a shot at tying this one up. Nice clear on the back by Martin. Booms it into the Ultras. A fan as a souvenir for about 10 seconds before he has to give that one back. A slew of substitutions here. Tolbert re-enters the game for Shepard. 2 more for Michigan State. Lauren DeBow and Cameron Evans come back into the game for the Spartans. Shepard gets an ovation as she comes off. So Michigan's back line as it stands right now is Tolbert and Martin. Anderson also lurking back there. Hawkinson helping out. So is Bridenstine and Layson. So that's what Michigan's picture looks like. Up at front, it's Blake and Hawkinson and Nikki Hernandez along with Lawrence. Hernandez fighting for it, knocks it out of bounds right at midfield in front of the Ultras. Another Spartan throw-in. We're at 7.5 minutes to play. Michigan looking to hold on to a 1-goal advantage. Michigan State looking to tie this one up. Spartans cutting inwards toward the box, working towards the middle. Finds its way. Lets it rip and lets it go wide.
Now, Jared, clock's counting down. 7 minutes left here in the second half. If you're Michigan State, what changes are you making to just try to get that offensive drive?
I think we're seeing it right now. They've had 4 substitutions in the past minute. They're going to try to get a lot of fresh legs. They're going to try to push up. They have only 2 players right now in their own end, and they're straddling the midfield line. So they're going to try and make all the action occur down in Michigan's end, and they're going to get players who they think are well suited to make a run here, which is perhaps why you see Michigan countering as well, countering fresh legs with fresh legs. Martin, who's been steady all night, knocks it away with her left foot towards midfield. Hernandez couldn't play it cleanly. Running onto it for Michigan State is Jodis. Up the near side is DeBow, who's just entered back in this game. Feeds with her right towards the middle for Gaynor. Gaynor working with Hawkinson. Now guarded by Loftman. Gaynor cuts it back with her left, sends in the cross. Nice stop by a Michigan player. That was Layson. Gaynor still going into the middle and could not field it cleanly. Now the shot comes in and it goes wide to the right. Looked like it was going to be a good chance materializing, I believe, for Ava Cook, but she fell down, and that went to the wayside.
You can absolutely see the fresh legs on the field, a little bit of the revitalization of the pace from that first half. They're looking fast. State very aggressive right now.
Beal with the goal kick. It spirals, doesn't reach midfield. Played out of the air by Cook. Cook cuts back. Faster than her defenders, comes in with the left, the deflected shot, and that was not an easy save. Beal diving to her right, and then she hooks the throw to Rivera up the left side. Pass for Loftman in stride, loops it ahead. Hernandez looking to run onto it. White is going to get there first from Michigan State. White pressured by Hernandez in the corner, and Hernandez knocked that out of bounds first. Approaching 5 minutes to play. Michigan State has only 3 shots on goal. 2 of those came in the first half. Michigan's defense really stepped up in this one, and they've got 5 minutes left to make it stick. Tolbert knocks it out of bounds up the far side to momentarily halt a Spartan attack. Michigan State pressuring everybody up. It's looped in towards the net, right at Beal. She grabs it out of the air. Four and a half to play. Michigan clutching to a 1-0 lead. The goal came in the 55th minute via Casey Lawrence. And so far, that's all Michigan has needed. The ball pinballed around midfield. Layson comes in to get it. Gives it to Lawrence. Lawrence up the far side. Wards off a defender. In toward the middle, Layson, and she wasn't ready for it. Layson gives it away. Here come the Spartans looking to build a counter. Michigan State coming down the far side. It's Cook. Cook has some running room. Loops it in toward the middle. It's played right on the lip of the box. Now a shot, and it's ill-advised. Coming in for the one-timer for Michigan State was Regan Cox. She did not have to do that.
Now all this aggressive play we're seeing from Michigan State leads you to ask, through 40 minutes of play this half, in hour 25, I believe, in the game, how has State only gotten 3 shots on the actual goal?
It's been good defense by Michigan, good midfield play as well, winning a lot of loose balls, and just some errant plays by the Spartans, shooting themselves in their foot that have foiled any promising attack. 3:19 to play, the goal kick towards midfield, and then ricochets all the way to the back. Quick feed away by the goalie, and it's knocked out of bounds. So not quite what Kozol was looking for there.
Soccer, of course, a game of possession. The Spartans just unable to hold onto the ball long enough to get these shots off.
Anderson up the near side for Rivera. Under 3 minutes to play. Rivera jets in toward the box, making her way toward the middle, and she's knocked to the ground. That's going to be a foul. Rivera checking her mouth for blood as she gets up. Michigan State faithful unhappy with the call. So it's going to be a free kick about 20 yards or so removed from the box. Loftman and Anderson both in the vicinity as the clock continues to wane. 2:20 to play here. Michigan State going with a 3-man wall. Anderson fakes. It'll be Loftman to kick it. Sends it back towards Layson. And a wise move there for Michigan, content to retain possession and waste more clock. Layson right at midfield, sends it toward the far side for Anderson, and Anderson loses possession, but then it goes off a Michigan State player out of bounds as Lawrence wisely lets it roll free. Under 2 minutes to play.
Nice regroup there by the Wolverines.
Hawkinson battling for it. Michigan State gets it. It's played nicely by Jodzis. Sent toward midfield, headed by Cook. Anderson, the last man back, and she's able to clear it. Unfazed by the fact that it was just her and Cameron Evans. And if that ball gets by Anderson, it's a golden shot. Michigan State throwing. Under 90 seconds to play. Toward the corner, a Spartan player falls down harmlessly, and that'll be a Michigan goal kick. Wolverines take their time. Martin drives off the ball and pitches it to Beal, who jogs to the far side, taking the goal kick from the left. Places it down. We're at a minute to play just now. Beal lets it fly up on the left side towards midfield, headed by a Spartan. Revere gets it back, fronted by Michigan State. Sends it down by Steffen. Spartan's running onto it. Martin there, and she boots it toward the crowd. Coming our way. Deflects off the bleachers. 40 seconds to play. Michigan State hurries the throw and gets it in. Anderson sealing off the opposition in the corner. Still jostling for it. Anderson wins the battle. And then it's knocked out of bounds. This is going to be a corner. 25 seconds to play. Michigan State's bringing everybody up.
Notably, Michigan State's second corner of the game. That's it. 19 seconds on the clock.
So the Spartans ready to take the corner. Everyone coming up into the box. 10 seconds. This is going to be the game. Here it comes in with the left, and it's headed by Michigan. Coming back, headed again by Revere. It's moving out of bounds. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. The throw-in comes in. That's going to do it. Michigan wins the rivalry game 1-0. A stalwart defensive effort. Casey Lawrence with a lone goal in the 55th minute. That's all the Wolverines needed, and they are victorious here on a rainy Thursday night from the UM Soccer Complex.
What a game we watched today. A rivalry like no other. Michigan and Michigan State, and the Wolverines will take it. All it takes is one goal sometimes in this game, and the Wolverines defense held out. Now, Wolverines defense held out, but Michigan State also unable to get it together on offense. You know, they're not putting the shots in that they need. Not enough shots on goal. They only took 2 corner kicks through the whole game. They're just not forcing errors on the defense in Michigan's back end that they should be if they're trying to score goals. Turnovers wild throughout the game. It was back and forth plenty, but Michigan ultimately comes out on top. A lot of that due to their high possession time.
And so it's a crucial win for the Wolverines. That puts them at 10-2-3 on the season. Vaults them past Indiana in the Big Ten standings. A crucial victory indeed. And it feels all the more better when it comes against the rival Spartans. It'll be an unhappy bus ride back to Lansing for Michigan State and a happy walk back for the Wolverines. 1-0 Michigan. That's going to do it for WCBN Sports coverage here Thursday night of women's soccer. For my partner, Owen Crane, I'm Jared Greenspan. Thanks so much for listening. Good night, and as always, go blue.